show 'em a nigga, we shut it down. Every time that we come around, we show 'em a nigga, we shut it down. We shut it down.
Welcome to Carpe Diem Live. My name is Lenitra, and I'm here with Commission. He is going to be telling us about his upcoming project that he has going on and what he's doing in his career as an artist. Also, he's more than just an artist. For some of you guys who don't know, he also is the blogger for
DetroitRap.com. I've been doing that for a couple of years now.
Okay. Now, how did you get started with the blogging? What made you start?
You know, it actually started way back. I started my own website before the Detroit Rap days. I had a site called sparkhop.com.
Okay.
And it kind of started as a hobby and grew from there. But I've always been a huge, enthusiast about music and trying to, put out the music or share. I'm a big fan of sharing stuff that I find to be quality or stuff that I'm vibing with.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely. So I went on, just got better and better. It improved my writing skills, so it helped there. And, I was able to give shine to a lot of the artists that, I was cool with. And
hook up with Detroit Raps.
So I knew Uncle P for a long time. When I first started blogging the first time around, me and him had partnered on some events. We had done an all-day hip-hop festival, or I had done an all-day hip-hop festival, and I had brought in Uncle P and DetroitRap.com to do like the halftime beat battle.
Okay.
Through that relationship that me and him knowing him for a long time, I had stepped away from the music for a year or two just because of some personal life stuff going on, and when I got back in, because I was fiending, I was missing it. I couldn't get away from it.
Music, it's in your blood.
Yeah, I can't escape it. There's no giving up at this stage. But I reached out to P and I was like, how can I help out? He had mentioned the website, so I just right from the get-go I went in, redesigned the website. Started pulling from some of the people that I knew, some of the artists that I had worked with before. Started getting content ready, and then it was just go time from there. Just doing as much coverage, as much articles as I can possibly do.
Okay, the latest one, probably this week. This week,
we had a lot of good stuff on there. Danny Brown had his new song that dropped from his upcoming album. Frost is Rad.
Mm-hmm.
He's a local artist. He does video too. Booster. Who else was on there? Merch Music we had on there with Chais 3269. He had a new song that dropped. There's about like 10 or so posts I've done in the last couple of weeks there with some new content. But it's these last few weeks have been a lot of stuff coming out, so it's like trying to keep up with it all.
So will you be doing a blog about yourself, or is somebody else on the team going to do that one?
So I do have my website, commissionraps.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a blog. I keep up to date with anything commission related on there. It's more like new releases or anything I got coming up, interviews and stuff like that. But outside of that, it's my Instagram is usually the best place to follow up with what I'm doing.
Do something. It's a weekly thing that you do called
the weekly commission. So like I'll get on live or not live, like Instagram TV, and I'll play something. I'll just kind of vibe out, freestyle. I found like in creating music, when it comes to the creation process, I'm always big on just like letting some stuff play and getting in that vibe, and then I'll come up with concepts or freestyle a little bit. I'll take that, I'll go play it back, and then I like that. Let me build a song out of it.
Okay.
That's kind of how songs are born with me.
Okay, that was one of the questions I have. Where do you get the motivation for the music? So since we're going that way, let's start with one of my favorite questions. How did you get your name?
I got my name because my last name is Commisso, and I've worked in sales my whole life. So.
Okay.
Working for commission and with my name being so close to the word, it was actually, my girlfriend, the last few years that kind of like came up with it, Sarah, and how did I not think about that, like for all this time, and it just fit.
Okay, so how do you think that your music is going to impact the music?
I'm more lyrical, more storytelling, so, it's kind of different than maybe what you typically hear on the radio, I definitely say. But, it open impact-wise that it gives people, a look into, just my perspective, maybe, my own life reflection, but also that there's pieces in there that somebody could relate through. Maybe, if they went through a hard time or they went through something similar that I'm talking about on a record that they can vibe with or that they can relate to. I mean, when I listen to music or when I'm looking at music that I like, it's the stuff that I feel like that I relate to. I feel like a lot of people, if they relate to it, they're more likely to gravitate to it.
What was your first project name?
The very first one, it was called, I'm talking like 16 years ago, I recorded it on cassette. It was called the 5 tape. It was 5 songs, and I literally just played the beat, recorded the cassette, and then I made a bunch of copies and handed them out at school. That was the first thing I ever did. First thing I actually had like pressed up was when I was like 16, 17. It's called The Sense of Balance, and that was just under my real name, Joe Commisso. You can still find it on Apple Music and stuff. I mean, I recorded it all out of my room, so I mean, the quality wasn't quite there, but
that was really independent.
That was super independent. Yeah. That was just like, you know, a kid with a dream, kind of like the rumblings of where everything has come to.
All right, so when exactly did you fall in love with music?
It was soon after my dad died. So my dad passed away when I was 13 years old. It was end of 1999. And I'd always, since a young age, gravitated towards music. Like I were in school just making up words, trying to come up with my own songs and stuff. But it was really after he passed away that hip hop, especially, I started listening to as an escape, I guess, almost therapy.
Okay.
And as I got deeper and deeper into it, I started writing. I started, taking, that creative imagination of just coming up with stuff randomly and applying it to actual songs. And that's where, I had my first, cassette set up and started, I just went for it. And then, it just, as I got older and older, it grew and got deeper.
So when did you decide to take music on as a full-time career and become a full-blown artist?
I'd say early 20s is when it really got serious. That's when I had my previous blog, and we were basically a blog/label. So we were, we were doing, a good chunk of shows each month. We had, our hip hop festivals that we did yearly. We had a team of about 10 artists. So that's when I started really getting heavy into it, and that's when, I was pushing out my projects up till now. Before I was, calling myself Commission, we're just under my legal name, just Joe Commisso.
Say that it's going so far being an artist.
Me personally, I would say amazing. I mean, like, just the experiences that I've been blessed to have, some of the things that have just kind of fallen into place is honestly more than I would have ever expected. I like to try to think of these huge goals and huge dreams and try to manifest them, but when things come along, it's like you never really expect them.
So what would you say be the most challenging part of being an artist?
Time management, I would say, and I think that's something that a lot of people, I would say a lot of people that, especially when you're trying to get to the next level, a lot of people probably struggle with that, and it's really, as I've gone on, been able to schedule everything, get everything, like, I gotta do this then, I gotta do that now, because otherwise you get overwhelmed, you lose track of stuff.
So what is it that you love about being an artist?
The creation. Like, I love being able to create. I love being able to, come up with an ideal and then see that ideal become a song, see that ideal become a record, see that ideal become a website. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be music and graphics. I like doing website design, even if it's creating a new one, having artists coming out, being able to come up with an ideal and then see it come to life is just everything to me.
Okay, so the project that you have out now is called?
So the project that's on its way is called Growing Up, but this Friday I got the first song from that project that is officially dropping. It's called Too Much. The music video is directed by Frost is Red. He's done a lot of great video work over the years, and I'm excited to be able to show the world what he did with it.
Okay, and what was the concept behind that song?
When I was young, like elementary, middle school, I was kind of a nerdy, kind of a dorky kid. Quiet kid, recluse, introvert. I experienced what I'm sure a lot of kids in that age group deal with the bully. And Too Much is kind of like, I'm not gonna let that bully, I'm not gonna let that person that's trying to bring me down affect my life and stop me from doing what I love. So, and that's really the core of what that song is about. It's just not letting the people that are naysayers or, try to act like they're better than you for, silly reasons get the best of you.
Right now, we're gonna play the song.
Okay. So, this is Commission. This is the song. It's called Too Much. It was produced by Yondo, engineered by JR Got the Hits, and Merlin, the engineer at Studio 221B in Oak Park.
Never enough for some kids, it was never enough. Not the want, and never happy. I was lucky to have love, not being sappy. Through the mud, with just what I need, thank for the breeze. Y'all be searching for more details, holy grails. My soul searching for gold enough. Knowing I'm perfect, refuse to live life as a bluff. Wake up, stay consistent, cause the one thing I could never have too much of is vision. Idle in my own head, only because don't give myself enough credit. But when I go to bed, I'm not dreaming on material objects. I'm weaving obstacles, a demon inside bliss, cause life's a deviled egg. And if I'm honest, I probably got too much, probably too out of touch. Probably the type of kill that begins with buzz, but as long as I got my love, my kids and my passion. Too much, it was never enough. Too much, it was never enough. Too much, too much, it was never enough. For some kids, it was never enough. Too much, it was never enough. Too much, it was never enough. Too much, it was never enough. For some kids, it was never enough.
Welcome back. The last song that you guys heard was from Commission, and that was Too Much.
Yes, Too Much.
The name of the total project is called Growing Up.
Yes.
I know there are several people that you worked with on the project.
Yeah.
Who are some of the people that are featured on the project?
We've got Kid Vicious, Alexis Elan, Sin Crawford. Who else do I got on here?
All these
I'm
people.
trying to think. Yeah, Jonice. Jonice, she sang on one of the songs there.
Mm-hmm.
I know like the whole album has been pretty much mixed and edited by Jay. I Got the Hits out of Studio 221B. Done a phenomenal job helping out, getting everything sounding how it needs to sound. And then there's a couple others on there.
Oh, the surprise.
Yeah,
and so y'all gotta go get the album. So where will they be able to find it once it drops?
Once it drops, it's going to be on all the streaming outlets. It's going to be on my website, commissionraps.com. I plan on doing a limited vinyl and a limited cassette release, and then I'll have it on CD as well, too. So all the formats and then everywhere.
Did you just say cassette?
Cassette, yeah. I felt
wow.
it's going to be a very short run, but just the fact that I referenced, that my first project was recorded on cassette on the album, and, it's what I started from. And I seen a couple other people do it. It came out cool, so I was like, yeah, why not?
So about how many of those will you be doing?
I'm probably going to do like 50 cassettes, like nothing too crazy on that, because I don't know too many people that have cassette players. It's more going to be just a nostalgic kind of like collectible, almost, I feel like.
Oh, okay. So make sure you put us down for one. You do the designs, because there was one card that you did for Carpe Diem Live.
Mm-hmm.
When did you get into doing that? Graphic designs. I couldn't think.
Yeah. It was around the same time I started getting into music. It was like the graphic design is what really kind of fueled me to get deeper into music. Because my first start, I was doing flyers and album covers for local hip hop artists back in the day. And
you remember who the first one was?
I did an album cover for Genetics. I did a flyer design for One Below for an event that he had done. New Testament, they were signed to Detroit Beat Lab. This is way back. I did their album cover. Those are some of the early ones. If anyone that's been around, remembers those names. But I was always a kind of a creative kind of like kid with a pretty wild imagination. So I think it was kind of the fact that it was a way to take that imagination and put it into something tangible, something that's either it could be a physical artwork that's printed out, and having that ability to take it from nothing to something that I can hold in my hand was really cool. But it is really just I like to make stuff up. I'm always thinking of something. Like I'm always racing like a million different things. I got to do this or I got to do that. So it was a way to kind of put it down and have something to show for.
So when your kids have birthday parties, do you do like their flyers and stuff?
I have done like little things like for them before like that, which is kind of funny because my oldest he's big into drawing now. So that's probably something he would like to do for his own party now, because he started to do animation. He actually did an animation for one of my songs a few weeks back, and it was really cool, like better than something I could do. So it just blew my mind. He's
Did you
10
post
years
it?
old. I did, yeah. It was on my Instagram. It was
Okay.
it was
Go
just a little quick animation, but yeah, I mean he's been really getting extremely good at it. So it's kind of cool because I can kind of see like myself and him. He's kind of that creative approach or aspect.
So do you think either one of them will start in a music career?
I'm not sure if they'll go directly into music. Like he wants to be an artist, and my youngest son right now wants to be a baker.
Oh,
a baker. So
can he bake?
He's learning. He's in the early stages.
So when you're not working on music, what do you do?
Definitely hanging out with the kids. You know, we like to go out to like Stony Creek, like go out to like the little parks and stuff. We get outside, breathing some of the fresh air.
Fresh air.
Yeah, fresh air. Yeah, kids get trapped inside too much these days, so it's like, you know, let's get outside. Let's breathe in the environment instead of being stuck on the screen all the time. But yeah, I mean, like bowling, you know, normal stuff. Nothing too wild.
Who are some of the people that you've worked with, both independent and industry?
I mean, not too many industry. I mean, you know, I guess if Vicious, you know, he's probably close to the industry. I would say he's industry at this point. You know, I've worked with a lot of people that have worked with people in the industry, like directly. I mean, I had, you know, Redman had given me a little shout out, which was a blessing. You know, he heard some of the stuff from the album, so that was an incredible moment. And I would love to definitely work with him on some music, but it's still not too many people. I'm still an up and comer. You know, there's a lot of people I would definitely love to work with in the industry. Okay.
Top 5 people that you would like to do a song with in the near future.
Royce, Nisha Nisha, Big Go, Revenge. You know, he says some crazy stuff sometimes. Kanye. Probably like Kendrick too. Like that would be, if that ever fell into my lap, that would be amazing. Right.
I think you guys would vibe out great.
I feel like we did too.
So at this time, you already knew it was coming because you've already been with me before. Calling my challenge with Commission right here on Carpe Diem Live.
Yeah. Hey, yo. Lost in dreams of power, over analytical, I always scour. The mind devours as it gets lost in process. I'm nauseous, feeling lost and conscious. Consciousness alleviates the pain that gravitates to the brain, that leaves me feeling insane, that leaves me feeling like I can't maintain the next chapter. I'm just an actor looking for my image. I'm just a place that never found my pilgrimage. And everything is just a pill to pop. This whole world just gotta still, it needs to stop. We all going crazy, all off the block, trying to act like your whole mind is partly shot. And when I'm off the dome, I'm off it in Rome. Grew up, I'm an Italian, I got the spaghetti on my sweater. And though life always gets better, it's gonna throw those choppy bits. But I ain't gonna let the worst parts take away from the best of it.
It's gonna be a new song.
That's what I do. I mean, just off the dome, I'll just freestyle some stuff and like try to come up with a scheme or a vibe or a concept. And then when I find a little piece I like,
That was dope. So that right there was the Calling My Challenge with Commission. One more time, tell them where they can find you, where they can book you, and the websites.
Yeah. So you can find me on all social media. It's at Commission Raps, COMMISSIONRAPS. That's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I just created one of those. That's like the new wave that's coming up. See how that goes. But commissionraps.com. And then if you want to book me, if you want to do features, anything like that, commissionraps@gmail.com, or you can always hit me up on Facebook Messenger or Instagram. I try to get back to people as quickly as possible on that. Outside of the music stuff, DetroitRap.com. I'm constantly, posting artists, occasionally doing interviews and stuff of my own on there. So if you're an artist, reach out as well too. Like I'm all about building and growing. No one person can do it on their own, so it's all about teamwork to me. So
again, I would like to thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. When I reached out and you said yes, I was like, yay.
Thank you for having me. I was excited to be on here. I've seen everything you've been doing, and it's awesome. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. Again, thank you for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. This is Miss Nitra, and you've been watching Carpe Diem Live.
Moving forward, and it means understanding God's gift, love yourself.
Yeah. They ain't gonna like it. They ain't gonna like me. I be getting to the money. Everybody mad. I think I'm getting too much money. Everybody mad. Same old nigga from the block. Same old nigga with the pot. The same old nigga from the trap. Everybody hated on him, then he bounced right back. I done spent a whole lot of time overseas. Doubling my money cause you know